So this time we are going through a different slide. Uh, the basic purpose is to have a basic yet simpler introduction to what supply chain is. The other slides which we were going through, some students informed me that it was not something very basic, so a basic introduction was required. So here we will be touching certain elements which will simply introduce what supply chain is, its basic definition, its categories, its classification. So if you have any problems, clearly let me know so I can further go into more details. The first two or three slides are something which we have discussed, but I will just touch them again for the sake of a basic revision. If anybody has any problem, there is an option in Zoom to raise your hand. You can raise your hand, I will stop and we can have questions or discussion. To simplify things, a simple introduction to supply chain is that it is traditionally the supply chain of a company consists of different departments ranging from procurement to materials to customer service. It involves but is not limited to purchasing and procurement, sales forecasting, production planning and control, material handling, inventory management, distribution, and customer service. A number of students had an idea that supply chain is simply about buying and forwarding, managing where your resources come from and basically forwarding them to a specific designation or destination. Uh, in reality, supply chain is a much more complicated and a complex process and a setup. It's not simply about having goods, it's about having a number of different functions. One of the most important functions here is customer services. You are supposed to give out your products. You're supposed to get products from somewhere. You need to manage that. People you sell things are your customers. People who you buy from are your vendors. You need to have a very delicate relationship between both of them. So supply chain today is not a very simple process. It starts to include almost every single thing. If you talk about modern supply chain, which we will in the future in some later chapters, it goes forward to encompasses almost every element of a business. It has been identified to be one of the most important aspect of a company because it dictates what and when can be provided and supplied and where. So a lot of demand exists today in the field of supply chain. There is a new increase in masters in supply chains, doctorals in supply chains. There's a lot of research being done in the domain of supply chain because there's a lot of evolution. We in Pakistan are relatively way behind the rest of the world. Yes, we have certain companies here, uh, dominating companies, multinational companies, which have state-of-the-art supply chain systems, but they are very few, five, six, or eight to name. So majority companies in the country do not use the latest technologies, the latest systems, and even people are not properly informed or aware of the methods and technologies which are existent in this domain. So that is one of the reasons supply chain is a very important subject for business students. So you know what things are there and what can you use and how you can use them. There are a lot of softwares which are out there which can help you in this entire process. There are softwares which are free. There are softwares which you have to pay for. But again, that is only a software. MS Office can help you edit a paper. It cannot make you write a novel. If you want to write a novel, it is your internal capability, it is your capacity, it's your knowledge, which will make you write a novel. So MS Office will only facilitate you to write the novel. It will not be the basic reason behind writing a novel. Similarly, technology, features, and softwares are there to facilitate you. The basic planning, the idealization, the tactics which you will use, that is your input. That is the manager's input. That is the strategic director's input. So it is important for directors, for managers, for supply chain experts to have the relevant knowledge, the techniques, the strategies to basically utilize these softwares in a very effective manner. Now we are trying to break up these pointers. Basically, supply chain involves all of these factors. Now we'll break each one of them, ki what purchasing and procurement is, what sales forecasting is, and so on, for simplicity of understanding. Again, if anybody has any confusion or any problem, feel free to raise your hand. If you cannot raise your hand, simply ask the question. There's no problem with that. When we talk about purchasing or procuring, purchasing and procurement includes the sourcing or not. Purchasing can be differentiated from procurement and more or less centralized. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between purchasing and procurement? किसी के पास कोई आइडिया है कि परचेजिंग और प्रोक्योरमेंट में क्या डिफरेंस होता है? One of the basic point of differentiation comes from the replenishment function. Replenishment means कि आपका स्टॉक खत्म हो रहा है, उसको स्टॉक को वापस लाना है या बढ़ाना है. From the replenishment function of the procurement, which opposite to purchase does not involve supplier relationship and negotiation. Procurement में हमने सामान लेना है और लगाना है, फॉरवर्ड करना है. परचेजिंग में हम लोग थर्ड पार्टी से कॉरेस्पॉन्ड कर रहे होते हैं, थर्ड पार्टी से इंटरेक्ट कर रहे होते हैं, एंड वी हैव टू बाय थिंग्स फ्रॉम देम. For that reason, we have to have a very good relationship with our vendors. In procurement, we are not necessarily involved with a third party. We are not necessarily working with other people. There is a possibility we may have a stock, we may have some leads where we can get information. So we simply have to focus on the replenishment function. Again, replenishment focuses on restocking of stock which has been decreased, which has decreased. The level of integration of the three functions is dependent on the company strategy. One pattern is a centralized sourcing and purchase department with local procurement department who replenish on blanket orders, negotiate annually in central. अच्छा, आप लोगों को आइडिया है कि सेंट्रलाइज्ड स्ट्रैटेजीज या सेंट्रलाइज्ड प्लानिंग या सेंट्रलाइज्ड सोर्सिंग क्या चीज होती है? कुछ इसका आइडिया है आप लोगों को?
सर मतलब कोई एक पर्टिकुलर मीनिंग होगा या फिर कोई पर्टिकुलर एम होगा स्ट्रेटजी का?
Yes, there is one aim or one centralized goal, but the most important element here is कि it is managed centrally. मतलब जो कंपनी होगी या कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होगी, that is the organization which will be managing everything. Different departments will not have the authority or the freedom to make decisions or take steps which may affect or influence the purchasing and procurement process. In simple terms, अच्छा इसमें एक जो एलिमेंट बोला गया है कि यूजुअली जो नॉर्मली व्हेन वी हैव अ बिग कंपनी, उनकी एक सेंट्रलाइज्ड कमेटी होती है, सेंट्रलाइज्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होता है विच इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल ऑफ सोर्सिंग एंड परचेजिंग, कि कहाँ से लेना है एंड एक्चुअली गोइंग एंड परचेजिंग सर्टेन प्रोडक्ट्स. Up, this is a broader element, this is a broader organizational department or a committee. Then it can have further smaller organizations or smaller departments which may be responsible for other smaller activities. So these smaller activities may include the process of procurement. Okay, they have mentioned that there can be a local procurement department who replenishes orders. The they the company is buying a lot of things, so there's a procurement department which is actually taking those things and providing it to places which needs them. A company has bought 1000 units of water bottles, then the procurement department will be responsible for basically making sure those bottles are available or made available at places where they are required. So purchasing department or purchasing centralized committee can be a broader area, and then the procurement department can be a smaller organization or a smaller department within that larger purchasing department. The best thing is that the replenishment process can be completely and fully automated thanks to the ERP systems. ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. There are two, three abbreviations, but normally they are automated systems with the help of technology. Companies know how many stock or how much stock they have, and as long as information or products are being sold, the company will constantly be informed how many units are left. When a certain threshold is reached, automatically departments are informed if these products have to be stocked or replenished again. Uh, in simplest example, if you talk about Dolmen Mall and the hyperstar within that, which is now Carrefour, uh, it is a very big kind of a super store which has hundreds and thousands of products. So manually, it is very difficult to manage and maintain every single product. How would you know that a pencil has been sold? How would you know that a drink has been sold? It is not convenient to manually check every single thing. So all the products are categorized and have been entered to their ERP systems. Whenever a product has been sold, it is scanned by a barcode reader. If you have seen that, so that barcode reader automatically tells the system that that specific unit has been sold. It is no longer inside the company's directory or logistic center or on the shelf. When a specific threshold is reached, by a specific threshold I mean the company may set कि if 10 drinks are left or 10 units of a certain products are left, the procurement department within the company is informed and they try to replenish that stock. So at one time, no product is completely sold out. This is how the system works. Forecasting is a very complicated process. So we will only be understanding what forecasting basically is in simple terms. We need to understand कि what is required and when it is required. कितने units हमने खरीदने और कब खरीदने, that is forecasting is all about. In simple terms, we are assuming that October and November we will be entering into the winter season. So in winter season, the most common things are warmer clothes. People will buy warmer clothes, they will eat more warm food, and they will buy things which will help them stay warm. So businesses who are into apparel or products which have things to do with the winter season can forecast in the next 2 3 months demand for winter clothing, winter food, or winter products will drastically increase. So keeping this forecast in mind, they will order more products or they will manufacture more products. So forecasting helps you foresee what things we are supposed to procure or purchase or manufacture. So when the demand comes, we can meet that demand. A lot of people say, okay, why is forecasting important? Because when demand comes, we can simply meet the demand. अगर ज़्यादा लोग स्वेटर खरीदना आते हैं, आप ज़्यादा स्वेटर बेचो. That's completely normal. But in reality, not everybody can always maintain a high degree of manufacturing, a high degree of production, or a high degree of stock keeping. आप किसी छोटी दुकान पे जाते हो, उनके पास इतनी जगह नहीं होती to have a lot of stock. वो इतना स्टॉक रखते हैं जो निकलेगा फिर रिप्लेनिश होगा, निकलेगा रिप्लेनिश होगा. So they need to plan कि हमने कब क्या कब कितनी क्वांटिटी में चीज़ें खरीदनी है. जब सर्दी का टाइम आता है वो ऑटोमेटिकली अपने जो नॉर्मल गर्म कपड़े होते हैं वो हटाने शुरू कर देते हैं, सर्दी के कपड़े लाने शुरू हो जाते हैं. द सेम थिंग इज विद मैन्युफैक्चरर्स. उनके लिए भी मैन्युफैक्चर करना आसान नहीं है. दे हैव टू चेंज मशीन्स, दे हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि कहाँ डिमांड है, कितनी डिमांड है. उनकी कॉस्टिंग पे फर्क पड़ता है. तो forecasting will help you see कि when you need to manufacture something, how much you need to manufacture something, and where you need to distribute that. तो forecasting आपकी कॉस्ट कम करने में हेल्प करता है. It helps you understand कि what is the marketing demand, मार्केट में किस चीज़ की ज़रूरत है. एनुअल बजट को जहन में रखते हो कि आपके पास कितना पैसा है, एक साल में कितना चाहिए होगा, विंटर सीजन में कितना चाहिए होगा, समर सीजन में कितना चाहिए होगा आपको, देन यू कैन फोरकास्ट एंड देन यू कैन वैलिडेट डिमांड। आप फोरकास्ट करोगे कितनी रिक्वायरमेंट है, and keeping the data you have in mind, be it past data or the data you are getting, you can validate if the demand is accurate or not. आपने फोरकास्ट किया कि मुझे 1000 स्वेटर्स बेचने होंगे और 700 बिक गए, सो यू वैलिडेटेड कि आपकी डिमांड सही थी या नहीं थी, मे बी यू ओवर ओवर डिमांडेड या यू ओवर फोरकास्टेड थिंग्स। फोरकास्टिंग के काफी प्रोसेसेस होते हैं, वी माइट डिस्कस दिस in a separate chapter of forecasting, because forecasting is a very important element of supply chain management. When we talk about production planning and control, it has been at the heart of the main latest productivity gains thanks to methodologies like PTM, Six Sigma, and lean management. PTM होता क्या है, we will discuss in detail. Six Sigma क्या होता है, we will discuss in detail. Lean management क्या होती है, we will discuss in details. They are management processes which either focuses on quality, either focuses on supply chain management, or either focuses on stock keeping. ये certain techniques and managerial position steps होते हैं which you can use to run a company in certain ways. So these are separate chapters, these are separate topics we need to discuss in detail. But thanks to these certain managerial strategies or managerial techniques, it tends to be very easy to have a higher level of productivity. This is one of the reasons we as a country and as a producer are relatively way behind our Western counterparts. The West, even in Bangladesh and India, they are focusing a lot on things like Six Sigma, TPM, or a constant lean management. Japan is the leader of lean management. In strategies की वजह से their productivity is a number of times ahead of us. Uh, Tremendous improvements in the production lead time and quality have been recorded these past 20 years. Why? Because we have used a lot of innovation, new management systems, new technological innovations, which have helped us improve our production lead time. Production lead time क्या होता है कि कितने टाइम में आर वी एबल टू प्रोड्यूस अ यूनिट। एक पूरा साइकिल बनता है, वी विल स्टडी प्रोडक्शन साइकिल्स। उसमें आप देखोगे देयर आर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन सिस्टम्स। एक असेंबली लाइन सिस्टम होता है, मूविंग असेंबली लाइन होता है, देयर इज सर्टेन अदर एलिमेंट्स है। उसमें आपका आइडिया होगा कि लेट्स से असेंबली लाइन सिस्टम है, उसका प्रोडक्शन टाइम क्या होता है, लीड टाइम क्या होता है। फिर आप देखोगे मूविंग असेंबली लाइन होता है, उसका लीड टाइम क्या होता है, उसमें डिफरेंसेस क्या होते हैं। दे आर सर्टन सिस्टम्स जिसमें आपका लीड टाइम या प्रोडक्शन टाइम इज मच लेस, बट द कॉस्ट माइट बी मच मोर। तो वी हैव टू बैलेंस अ नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स हियर। हमें प्राइस को भी देखना पड़ेगा, टाइम को भी देखना पड़ेगा, क्वालिटी को भी देखना पड़ेगा। Depending on different factors and different variables, we will decide which type of manufacturing system might be more effective for our company or our organization. And all of this process is only a small part of the supply chain manufacturing process. एक छोटा सा part, and there are a lot of other things here. मटेरियल हैंडलिंग के अंदर हम लोग ज़्यादा भी डिस्कस नहीं करेंगे। इट्स सिंपली कि जब प्रोडक्शन हो रही है, फलाना हो रहा है, यू हैव मटेरियल, रॉ मटेरियल आ रहा है, उसको हैंडल कर रहे हैं, उस पर काम चल रहा है। जब काम आपने रॉ मटेरियल खरीदा, लकड़ ली, गम ली एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट, दैट इज कॉल्ड रॉ मटेरियल। व्हेन यू आर प्रोसेसिंग इट, उनको जोड़ रहे हैं, काम कर रहे हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड वर्क इन प्रोसेस, क्या आप वो काम कर रहे हो। एंड व्हेन यू आर डन, आपने कुर्सी या टेबल बना लिया, दैट इज कॉल्ड फिनिश गुड्स। की क्लासिफिकेशन है दैट, इसमें कोई रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है, एंड दैट्स नॉट अ वेरी बिग एरिया वी आर वर्किंग ऑन राइट नाउ। अच्छा, अब when we talk about supply chain management, distribution tends to be a very simple domain, and it can be a very complicated and a very complex domain when we have to use modern supply chain techniques.
सर आपकी आवाज बीच में से कट गई पूरी।
Okay, I will repeat this. आवाज अगर क्लियर ना है तो प्लीज बता दीजिएगा. When we talk about distribution, it can be a very simple factor and it can be a very complicated factor. When we talk about distribution, distribution can be a very simple process, it can be a very complicated process. Depending on the technologies we have, depending on the systems we are incorporating using, we can make the best out of distribution or we can make it a very problematic issue. I will share an example after discussing these elements. Distribution basically handled internally or not, the final storage and transportation of finished goods is widely confined by legal frameworks. How we can distribute, be it a final product or a partial product, it is dictated in one way or another by certain legal frames. अब पाकिस्तान में लीगल फ्रेम्स आर रिलेटिवली लिमिटेड. आपने देखा होगा बड़े बड़े ट्रक्स जा रहे हैं खुले में, सामान ऐसी पड़ा हुआ है, एक कपड़ा डाला हुआ है, सरिये निकले हुए हैं. तो we see these things कि यहाँ पे there is not a lot of legal frame. But internationally, if you are moving some products, it is important that that product is supposed to be completely covered in a completely covered container. You cannot have open containers. So they are very different legal frameworks abroad compared to our country. If we talk about legal frameworks, they are proper logistic companies which actually have very big vehicles to incorporate big and large size products. आपके जो windmills होते हैं, they have very big fins. तो उनको अगर हम पाकिस्तान की बात करें, there's a possibility वो ऐसे ही किसी खुले ट्रक में बांध के ले जाएंगे. But if they are supposed to move in a foreign country, it is important कि जो ट्रक होगा उसका साइज इतना बड़ा हो कि वो पूरे का पूरा जो फिन है उसका एक पर होता है वो ट्रक के पूरे डायमेंशंस के अंदर होना चाहिए, वो बाहर नहीं हो सकता. दिस इज अ लीगल फ्रेमवर्क. So distribution can be very easy if you are in a country like Pakistan where regulation is relatively limited. But if you're in a country with a stronger limitations or legal frameworks, distribution can be a very complicated process. The configuration of the distribution network is a constant rebalancing between optimization of inventory by centralization and transportation costs and constraints. अब आप में से कुछ स्टूडेंट्स हैं जिन्होंने दराज से कभी चीज़ें ऑनलाइन ऑर्डर की हैं?
Yes, sir.
Daraz is a very good example of a very good supply chain network. अगर ज़्यादा बच्चों ने ऑर्डर किया है तो you will see that there are certain products which are delivered instantly. मतलब if you order today, it will be delivered tomorrow. And then there are some times if you order something, maybe you are buying something from a shop which is within the country. It is within your city. It's in Karachi, but it will be delivered after 5 or 6 days. One product is being delivered the next day, and one product is being delivered in 6, 7 days. So this is what this point states. It is a constant rebalancing effort between the factor of optimization. Optimization means best performance. When we talk about distribution, optimization would normally mean that you're trying to deliver as fast as possible. If I'm ordering a product today, it will be delivered today, maximum tomorrow. That is the goal. But this balance is between cost and speed. If the delivery is supposed to be done by tomorrow, but the cost incurred during the delivery is very great, then the company will have to negotiate these things. They have to understand what is more important. If delaying the delivery for a day or two reduces the transportation cost, then the company has to see that. So that is one of the reason कि कभी कभी दराज एक दिन में डिलीवर कर रहा होता है, कभी 4, 5 दिन में डिलीवर कर रहा होता है, because they're constantly fighting a battle between optimization between time and cost. So this is one factor between distribution. We will touch more elements later, okay? So we will just complete this slide, then we will have a 5, 10 minutes break, then we can continue with the second क्लास, तो आप लोग भी फ्रेश अप हो सकते हो उसमें. अच्छा, customer service is not a rocket science. It depends. It includes a lot of factors. We need to satisfy our customers. We need to have a two-way channel between them. We need to make sure that they can communicate with us. So just touching certain points, it is a regular transfer. It is regularly transferred from the scope of sales and marketing to supply chain, then back to sales and marketing, back forth process cycle. It's important of the total supply chain. अच्छा, basic element ये है कि a lot of times when we talk about supply chain management, we overlook the element of customer service because our assumption is that supply chain is completely about goods and services, but the human element is usually missed out. Keeping in mind that supply chain is a very complicated process, we need to have consistent interaction with our suppliers and our customers. So we are constantly getting information. We are getting information from our marketing department, from our purchasing department, from our sales department. We are getting information from our customers. We're getting information from vendors. We need to understand what is the lead time we have, how much time do we have to deliver an order, how much time do we have to get an order. So it's to get all of these informations in correct order. Customer service tends to be one of the most important elements for us to manage all of these factors in a very consistent manner. We need to be able to satisfy our vendors. Vendors वो होते हैं जिनसे हम लोग सामान ले रहे हैं, खरीद रहे हैं. Good companies treat your vendors like they are your customers. If your vendors are satisfied, they are happy with you, they will give you the best business. They will make sure they don't cancel order. They will make sure they will give you the best price. They will make sure if you have urgent orders, they will do their best to deliver things to you. Similarly, your customers, देखो हम जब supply chain की बात करते हैं, customers हमेशा consumer नहीं होता. We may have business customers. We are a company which are supplying raw material or some partially finished products to a business which will compile them or complete them. So if we are working with them, we need to make sure we satisfy them. We are in good terms with them. We have a very good rapport and understanding with them on all levels. We need to constantly satisfy them. So they will communicate all of their factors to us. When we know what they want, when they want, how much quantity they want, they will be flexible with us. They will be responsive to us, and they will treat us with respect the same way we are respecting them. So supply chain is not about procurement. It's not only about procurement. It's not only about giving things here and there. It is about having a very good relationship in all fronts of our systems and our organization, including vendors, including our customers.